You can hear this. You are not alone. This is the resistance.
Welcome back. Now, since we've just figured out that Mr. Wright is not insane, now how could I say that with confidence? Well, when a man's mother comes out and says there's no history of psychiatric illness, fair to say he's not insane. If I take the information Mom gave, and I put it beside the information he gave himself, and I put it beside the information of the people who received the cash, maybe the guy wanted to be nice, and it scared too many people. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to share a little quote with you. I can't tell you who did it, because I'm not that smart, and I can't remember everything. But it is stated that it is no measure of proper mental health to be adjusted to such a sick society. Actually, it should read, to be well adjusted to such a sick society. Now, when you understand that, you understand that here's a guy that was trying to do something good. Nothing wrong with that. He's getting the shit end of the stick on the deal. That's the truth. So what can we do for Mr. Wright? What did I notice that you guys were working on and the group was doing quite well, mind you? Someone prepared a GoFundMe account for Richard. Some people didn't like it. Some people asked too many freaking questions that didn't make sense. But it was started. Why would a person like me believe that a person like Richard needs a GoFundMe charity campaign? I told you guys his lawyer is not going to be cheap. We're talking $500 to $1,000 an hour. He needs a Canadian constitutional lawyer, not a criminal lawyer. He needs a constitutional lawyer. 2 different fields, people. You don't just hire these people with pennies. You don't just show up at legal aid and say, yeah, I need a constitutional lawyer. Yeah, that don't work. And yes, there is such a thing as a Canadian constitutional lawyer. Look it up. Don't pretend like I don't know what I'm talking about on this one. Okay? That's what he needs. It's his rights that are being infringed upon. He hasn't committed a crime. A criminal lawyer will not help Mr. Wright. They'll look at the case, they won't even understand it. Nothing personal. They're used to dealing with people that actually commit crimes. No criminal lawyer is going to want to touch this with a 10-foot post. They're going to run away from it. It's going to hurt their careers, guys. So he needs a constitutional lawyer. Those people are expensive. So the GoFundMe account would have been a great way to spend the money. Quite literally, the only way to spend the money right now is in his legal defense, guys. I like to believe the same woman that came out and said that her son wasn't psychiatrically ill in the past is probably taking care of her granddaughter. The great Canadian way is look out for your family. Okay? I'm sure, I want to believe that the family aspect has been taken care of. Members of the family may or may not agree with his stance. Wow, there's a shocker. Show me a family who doesn't disagree on politics. Show me a family that doesn't disagree on religion. Show me a family that doesn't disagree with money. It doesn't exist. Every family is going to disagree about something. But do we agree that he took money and gave it to those who needed it? Do we agree that that action is not a sign of mental illness? If we agree on just that, everything else can go with the wind. It will work itself out in the wash. But if we play this one too tiddly, too I don't even know what word to use, too simplified. If we make it too broad spectrum against him, he won't have a defense. Period. And I did read that statement that someone said, I fear that a sane man walked into a hospital and will be released insane. And I have that same fear. You can only take so much. You guys don't understand what he's in there with. Okay? He's in there with real, quote-unquote, sick people. People that if they don't take their meds, they get violent. It's not like in jail where you legitimately have to offend someone, step on their toes, steal their shit, or insult their woman to start a fight. It's not like that in a hospital. He could be sitting down, watching the news, and someone whose meds counterreacted didn't work, and next thing you know, he gets punched in the face for no reason. That happens a lot in hospitals. And don't pretend like it doesn't. So yeah, he's in not the best place to be. I would prefer him in jail than in a hospital right now on these grounds. He'd be guaranteed court dates to appear to. He'd be guaranteed, even upon conviction, a release date. These doctors don't want to let him out because they don't like what he's saying. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he's not coming out. That's why he needs a constitutional lawyer to protect his civil rights. In this country, you are supposed to be allowed. And this is another thing that I haven't even started to touch with you guys yet. In this country, you are allowed to worship your God. Not the country's God. Your God. According to the dictates of your own conscience. Think that one all the way through. Even if he would have sold his house, his car, and the last piece of clothing on his back, and gave all of that money away, his Canadian religious freedoms protect him to do so. This is how dirty this is. This isn't as cut and dry as a lot of people in here are making it look, and you better smarten the fuck up. You guys are not helping him. Not with the actions I'm watching right now. Get those charities put together, get that money in, and get that in a lawyer's hand. And don't complain until it's done. Connor out.